What's up guys, it's Bye here. As some of you guys already knows that I am building an ARC team, and one important key factor to help your team win is to have a good amount of provision. So I definitely need to tell players in my team how they can do provision effectively, and the best way to do that is to make a video to demonstrate them how to do it. A picture worth 1,000 words, right? Since I am making a video to share it with my teams, I might as well share it with you guys here. So today's videos will be broken down into a chapter so that people can navigate too easily and learn more about things that you might not know yet. A lot more information will be provided in the description box as well, so make sure you check them out. Okay guys, so to do provisioning effectively, you need to know who are the best commanders to do provision. So I've done the test for you guys already, and here is the commander ranking for doing provisioning. So at number 1, we have Seondeok must be expertise for the bonus upon for the resource bonus upon completion. Rank number 2 is Matilda Flanders. Rank number 3 is Constance. Number 4 is Joan of Ark. Number 5 is Cleo. Number 6 is Seondeok, non-expertise. Number 7 is Sarka, and number 8 is Centurion. Other commanders, other gather commander are not helping. So if you had to do a provisioning, let's say if your team require you to use 1 marches to do provisioning, you want to pick number 1 and number 2 if you have them. Or if they ask you to do 2 marches of provisioning, you want to pick number 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Unless you want to use Joan of Ark for one of your other support marches, then you might want to go with 3 and 5. And if you had to do a 3 marches doing provisioning, you probably want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 or 7. 5 and 7 if you already use Seondeok at the top. So Seondeok must be expertise to be at number 1. If she's not expertise, she is at number 6. So that is something for you to keep in mind. So the most important stats when it comes to doing provisioning in Ark of Osiris is the resource bonuses when it up on completion. So Seondeok has that 10% resource bonus when complete the provisioning there. Cleo doesn't have it. Other commander also has that resource completion upon bonus upon completion. Is Flanders. Flanders also get 10%. She doesn't have any bonus for gathering, but that bonus from resource up on completion is much better than the gathering speed bonus when it comes to Ark of Osiris. Same go with Constance as well. Constance also gets that 10% resource up on completion. You want to use a commander with the bonuses here, and after that you gotta focus on commander with high resource gathering for other, which is Joan of Ark. Joan of Ark is that gathering speed bonus 25%. Cleo part get 20% also. Bonus gathering speed for other resources here is 20%, so it does help. I've tested them already. Another important key factor for help with provisioning is your farming equipment. So make sure that you go to the list of like the best commander for doing provisioning in Ark of Osiris, and you also want to put the best farming equipment on them as well, especially if you're one of the main farmer for your team. Make sure that you always keep the farming equipment on the best commanders that you gotta use for gathering in Ark. Like everything cow here, like this chest here give you like 8% gathering bonus. This weapon here give you 10% right there, like with a lot more like gathering equipments, you gotta be able to gather your provisions much faster. So like instead of you doing a 2,000 points, if you get like a full set of gathering equipment here, you could get to like 2,500, 3,000, right? So it's helped a lot. Okay, so if your main job is to do provisioning for your team, make sure that you always send a full troop, right? You don't want to send like 20,000 sieges only. You want to send your full marches here, right? A full troop here. If you don't have enough sieges, send some other troop type with it, right? But you want to make sure that you always send like a full marches so that you can jump to like provision node wise. Yeah, you can do multiple provisioning at the same time, and you don't have to return to your city. If you only send like 20,000, right? uh, your capacity gonna be full right away, and you have to return back to your city. So you don't want to do that. And sending a full march is also help with defending as well. So let's say if they're like an enemy, they're attacking your provisioning inside the node here, it's gonna take them much longer time to kill off like a full march of siege here. Especially when you use some commander with like a siege defense and health stat bonus when they're gathering, it's gonna take them a long time. And especially if you have D5 siege as well. So yes, always send a full market of sieges. Bookmark your commander, bookmark your troop type, send them out if your job is doing provisionings. Okay, so another thing about doing provisioning is that you don't want your provisioner to return to your city like every time you finish a node here. Why? Because it's all about how long and how much you can do provisioning when it comes to doing a farming in Ark of Osiris or Osiris Lake season. Like imagine if I had to return these marches here, it's gonna take me a minute going back here, and a minute going back to another node here, right? Instead of me going back to city, if I go directly to this node here, I'm gonna be able to save that actual 1 or 2 minutes from traveling right there. Sometimes it even save you like 3 to 4 minutes there, right? You can use those 3 to 4 minutes to do provisioning instead of like traveling from that node back to your city. That is why it's very important for the farmers, the people doing provisioning, to focus on paying attention to the resource nodes that you are doing provisioning on, and you gotta wait, you gotta stay there and see when it finish provisioning, and you have to jump to the next node. Don't let your marches return back to your city. It can save you a lot of time, right? Even more than 50% of the time. That's what I'm telling you right now, right? Like jumping node can get you from like doing 2,000 provision score to like 4,000 provision score. Okay, so here, now we gotta test like how long does it take to gather a level 1 caravan versus a level 3 caravan. All right, okay guys, so let me send my marches inside the level 1 caravan here. And for getting the level 1 caravans, it take me 3 minutes and 42 seconds. 3 minutes and 42 seconds if I want to gather that caravan. And is it gonna take double here, right? This one have 100, this one have 50. So do I see 6 minutes here? So to gather 100 here, it's the same, 3 minutes and 42 seconds. So what I'm trying to tell you guys here, it takes the same amount of time to gather the level 1 caravans or level 3 caravans or level 2. So you want to focus on getting a higher caravan first. Doesn't matter if you have to walk pretty far. So for me, right, instead of me going for this level 1, right, I should go for this level 3 first. And after that level 3, I'm gonna go for the level 2. I'm gonna ignore all the level 1 until I finish all the higher level resource, all the higher level provision node there before I go for the level 1. So do not waste your time. Do not waste your time doing the provisioning for the level 1 node when they're like a level 3 a little bit far behind. Go for that higher level 1. Go for that level 2. Go for that level 3. Don't go for the level 1 just because it is closer. It's gonna be a waste of time, right? You wanna focus on a higher provision node first. So you want to know what happened if your provisioner die inside the resource node here. Like, do you still get your provision score, right? So let's find out here. So 354 right now. And let me attack this guy here. 356. So there are some provisioning being provisioned by Zitgatter already. And let's see here if I'm gonna be able to get some points from if I die inside the resource node here. So I am returning here 360. I do not get anything. And as you can see right here, in the report, it doesn't show that I do any gathering here, right? It doesn't show. It doesn't show that I do any gathering there. So let's try again. Let's try to kill Zit one here. But what if I die outside? What if I die outside of the provision node here? So I have another marches here that doing some provisioning already. So we'll see. We'll see here. So I had zip marches here, did like gather about 20 provision already. Now, what if I die outside? What if I die outside here instead of inside the resource node here? Do I get poise? Do I get poise if I die outside? So 388 right now. 390. It should be 390. 392, but I should get more. 392. 408. I got 100. You can see, right? I got 100 points right there. If I die outside, right? As long as you gather dying outside of the resource node here, you still gonna get that provision score. But you still gonna get that provision points. And if you look at that report right here, if you look at the report right here, it does show that I did some gathering here, right? So it shows on the report that I did some provisioning there. And that is why you do not want to die inside the resource node. You must die outside, right? When the enemy attack you, make sure that you pay attention to it and you have to die outside. And like when you doing provisionings, and if someone from the enemy team attack your marches inside the provision nodes, do not freak out, right? Do not just run away. Let them attack you for a little bit. You want to kill them off. You want to kill off their troops so they don't bother you anymore. And instead of you running away right away, they're going to have very, very good trade-off on fighting against your marches that running away. You keep your marches inside the provision node there. Let them attack you. And when your HP is somewhat around like red HP or yellow HP, you can get out of the node and attack them back. Right? Do not run away. So attack them back, and if they run away, you can chase them down. I mean, don't chase them down. You can go back into the provision node again. Or if they kill you, it's fine. Your market return back to the city. You still get all the provision squad you've been gathering so far. And you can just send back another market right back outside. So that is another thing you need to keep in mind if you got attacked by the enemy. Guys, so another thing I want to test is how effective the Insatiable Desire skill. So let's go in here and see how long it's gonna take me to finish this provision node here. I think about 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes 40 seconds or something. 3 minutes 44 seconds here. What if I use this skill? How much time I'm gonna cut it down? If I'm inside the node already. 3 minutes and what here? 3 minutes and 32 seconds. It doesn't help. Do we have to go outside? Do we have to go outside for it to take effect here? 2 minutes 45 seconds. So there is some decrease there in the amount of time it takes. Let me try this one again here. Does it take 3 minutes and 40 seconds as well or no? Or is it faster? How much time does it take me here? 3 minutes and 6 seconds, so about 40 seconds. 40-second decrease there, which is pretty good. 40 seconds out of 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That is about 10, 15. I think about like 15% increase overall for everybody doing provisioning, which could help. I think it could help. It's a pretty good skill if your team is heavily focused on provisioning, I would say. It can help. It can help, yeah. And with like only 2 energy costs, I think it might be worth it. It might be worth it, guys. Okay, right. So if you have like a marches standing around, let's say I had to defend the tribe life right here, and my job is to do garrison. I mean not garrison, to reinforce. Right? If my job is to reinforce the structure, and I have a marches standing nearby to wait to reinforce the structure, or I have to do like open field firing to help with the open field. And the enemy is not here, right? Send this market inside this resource node right here, right? It's right beside the structure here. Do not let the resource node without being occupied here, right? It's so close. It's so close to the structure here, right? It's so easy for you to go back to this building right here to reinforce it. So don't let your marches just hang around here doing nothing. if you are seeing a resource node on the side here, right, beside your structure that you had to play defense on, send them in here. If you have to wait for the enemy to come, right, going up here, right, even this one right here as well, right, moving your marches up here, right, try to clear out all of the resource node right here, right, the ones that very close to the structure, right. A lot of time I see people just standing around here when there are so many resource nodes like nearby the structure. You are wasting so much point right there for your team. So like our good team, they want to make sure that like at least all of the resource nodes here always being taken care of, right? They got to do a lot of gathering here, right? They're waiting for the enemy. Like why is they waiting? They send their market inside the provision node right here, and they just doing their gathering. Okay, guys. So make sure if your job is to defend a structure, don't let your market stand around doing nothing, right? Send them in the resource node right here. And the last thing you want to remember is that you want to make sure that when the game is about to end, about like 2 minutes, 3 minutes left, you want to make sure that you need to know how long it's gonna take for your provisioner to return to your city, right? You don't want to keep provisioning here, and if it's too far away from your city, and by the time you return it back to your city and the time will run out, you cannot turning in your provisioning, right? So you want to make sure that when the game is about like 3 to 4 minutes about to end, and you are doing some provisionings, let's say over here, you want to see how long it's gonna take you to return back to the city here. So one way to do it here is just do a quick record here and click on zip marches here. It's gonna tell you that it's gonna take me 30 seconds, right? So it's gonna take me 35 seconds to return to my city. So when the game is about 40 seconds to like 50 seconds left, I had to return zip marches here. It's better to return a little bit early than to return it at exact time, right? So always try to return at least like return your provisioner at least 30 seconds before the game ends. So that is something you need to keep in mind as well. You got to know how long does it take for your provisioner to return to your city, and you can plan it out accordingly. Like I see a lot of time people return your provisioner way too late, and they're missing out on a whole bunch of points for their team. So you definitely do not want to do that. So those are some tips and tricks I want my team members to know so they can do provision better next time. Maybe you can use this video to help your Alliance Arc team as well. Until next time, a peace.